right, in this video, we're going to practice creating and using classes. Now, the exercise is going to be over here on the right-hand side that we will follow along with. And this exercise is pulled from our advanced level ProAdvisor certification course. If you would like more information about that course, be sure to click on the link below in the description. Let's go ahead and dive right in and see what we're going to do today. So Craig would like to track his income by residential versus commercial services. Use the classes feature to set this up for him and provide reports to show the sales for each class. You will need to be in the sample company to do this exercise. If you are not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, be sure to click on the link below in the description. I have the sample company pulled up here on the left-hand side. This specifically is the dashboard. So let's go ahead and get started with the exercise by first turning on the classes feature. To do so, we need to click on the gear icon and then select Account and Settings. The gear icon is over here on the top right corner of the screen. Click on that. And in the Your Company column, there is Account and Settings at the top. Go ahead and click on that. We need to get into the Advanced tab. To do so, we would just click on that over here on the left-hand side. And then we need to look at the category section. Click anywhere into it to make it editable, and then click the toggle next to track classes to turn it on. So categories is the fourth one down. Just click anywhere in that box to make it editable. Here's that toggle next to track classes. Click that so it turns green. You'll get other information that appears for you. You can leave everything as is, and we're simply just going to click on the green save button. And now you can see it has been turned on. So let's click on the Done button. All right, so now that we've turned that on, now we need to set up the classes. To do so, we need to click on the gear icon again, and this time select All Lists. The gear icon right there at the top there, under Lists, we're going to select All Lists. Now we want to go ahead and click on Classes to get into that section. Currently, there are no classes set up, so we need to create two, one for residential and one for commercial. So to do so, click on the New button right at the top. And then in the name field, we want to type residential and then save it. Click into that name box, go ahead and type residential. We do not want this to be a subclass, so do not click on that box. Once you have typed in residential, you can go ahead and click on save. And there you go. We have a new class for residential all set up. Now we need to do the same exact steps, this time for commercial. So click on the new button once again. In the name field, click into it and type commercial. It is not a subclass, so leave that blank. Once commercial is typed in, go ahead and click on save. And now both the residential and the commercial classes have been created for us. So now that the classes have been created, we need to assign them to transactions. We can do this for individual transactions, but for the purposes of this exercise, we are going to use the Reclassify tool. And the Reclassify tool just allows you to do things more in bulk rather than having to search for things individually. You'll see in a moment why it's so much easier to use that when we are trying to assign numerous different transactions to different classes. So click on Accountant Tools and then select Reclassify Transactions. Accountant Tools is right here at the top. Go ahead and click on that. And then under Tools, go ahead and click on Reclassify Transactions. Now we need to change the date range a little bit here for us, and that is because this date range will ensure that all the transactions in the sample company are found. The sample company is constantly changing their dates, and so this just gives us a wide net of date range so that we can get all of the transactions pulled up for us when we do a search for them. So in the From field, we're going to select January 1st of last year. So click on that calendar icon right there in the From field, and you could scroll back until you get to the 1st of January for the previous year. In the To field, we want to select today's date. So click on that calendar icon. For me, today is January 30th, and so I'm going to click on that. Your date may be different depending on when you are doing this exercise, so whatever it is, make sure that it is today's date. In the type field, we want to select invoices. Here is that type field right here. Click the down arrow so that we are only going to find invoices pulled up on our search. And to do that, to have them pulled up, all we need to do is click on Find Transactions. And all of the invoice transactions for all customers will appear for us here. We're going to click on customer vendor to sort them alphabetically. So I'm going to actually collapse this bar here so that it's easier for you to see it on my screen. Here is that customer vendor field. It's second to the right from the last one. So go ahead and click on that so that it is sorted alphabetically. Let's start by reclassifying the residential customers first. We want to click on the checkbox next to all invoice transactions with vendor names, not company names. So this would be for Gita, for John, for Mark, and for Travis. So let's scroll down until we find them. Having it in alphabetical order is going to make it a lot easier for us to find. So let's find Gita first. She is right here. Click on the checkbox next to each of hers. There should be 3 for her. We need to do it for John. There is 1 for him right here. Next, we need to do for Mark. There are 2 for Mark. And then the last one is for Travis. So scroll down to T's, and there is Travis 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should have a total of 10 transactions that you have selected on this line. We're going to click on Reclassify, which is right here. We're going to change in the Change Class To field, we're going to select Residential and then click on Apply. That is the second one down here. Click into it, that down arrow, and then you want to select Residential and then click on Apply. And now all of those have been classified as residential. Then let's reclassify the remaining customers to commercial transactions. In order to do this, you will need to change the filter criteria to only show those that do not have a class assigned to them. So to do that, in the class field, we're going to select none and then click Find Transactions. Here is that class field right here. Click on that down arrow and then select none and then select Find Transactions. We want to click at the checkbox at the top of the grid to select all of the transactions. That is right here. It's next to date. And now you can see all of the transactions. There's 51 that have been selected. We're going to click on Reclassify. And this time in the Change Class To field, we want to select Commercial. So this one, once again, click on that down arrow. Go ahead and click on Commercial and then click on Apply. And now all of them have been categorized or been assigned a class of residential or commercial. That is why nothing is showing up here, because our filter is showing or is looking for ones that have no classification assigned to them. So we are all good here. Let's take a look at the 2 reports that might be useful for Craig to achieve what it is that he was looking for in the scenario. So let's take a look at each of them. Let's get to the reporting center first. To do so, from the left navigation bar, go ahead and click on Reports. Over here on the left-hand side, you will see about halfway down, it says Reports. Go ahead and click on that. In the business overview section, let's click on Profit and Loss by Class. This will pull up the profit and loss report, but it'll sort it by class. So the business overview is towards the top here. Scroll down until you find Profit and Loss by Class. Go ahead and click on that. The report will already be run for you, but let's change the reporting period field to all dates. So scroll up to the top here. The report field is right here. Select that down button and then go ahead and click on all dates. You want to go ahead and run the report once again. And now we are showing for all dates the breakdown of commercial versus residential for each product and service. So you can see all the products and services listed here. Here is the commercial, and here is that residential. Now note that this report is not yet available in the modern view. This is currently the classic view. As a side note here, Intuit is currently changing over all of the views of their reports from classic view to modern view. And so while they are doing this, it's a slow rollout for different reports. Some already have the modern view, some do not. Currently at this time, we only have the classic view available for this particular report. So let's take a look at the other report, which will give Craig a quick sales summary for each class. We need to go back to the reporting center. So to do so, we need to click on back to report list. Scroll up here to the top. Here is back to report list. Click on that. And now we want to go down to the sales and customers section and click on sales by class summary. So that is, there's the favorites, business overview, who owes you, sales and customers. This is the section we want. We're looking for sales by class summary, which is right here. So go ahead and click on that. In the report period field, let's once again change that date range to all dates. So click on that down arrow right here in the report field, select all dates, and then go ahead and click on Run Report. Now, this resulting report is going to show a summary of sales with a breakdown of commercial versus residential. And that will help Craig being able to see at quick glance what his sales are in the commercial from commercial customers versus his residential customers. And that's how you would create and use classes. Now, if you liked this exercise and you want to do more like it, or you would like more information about that advanced level ProAdvisor certification course, be sure to click on the link below in the description, and I will see you in the next exercise.